My husband slept with over 100 women and it's making me doubt him. I guess more than anything I'm shocked and hurt. I met my husband 2 years ago, and until the point that we got married 3 months ago we were long distance. When we met I was a virgin and made him wait until we got married. I had asked about his number and he refused to say. I asked if it was more than 5 and he said I mean a little more. Well, yesterday my phone was down and he gave me his old iPad for the day. As I was going through it, I see sex tapes, hundreds of them, all with different women. Without exaggerating, there is over 100 women that he made tapes with multiple times. I didn't look at it all, but honestly it left me very heartbroken and wondering if he ever cheated, knowing that half of our 2 years of dating we were apart. He never intended for me to find these tapes and I don't plan to confront him about it. It just stings and I don't know how to even move forward. Also, I just find it insane that the guy that has slept with every woman felt the need to marry the virgin. Like what? Surely he had plenty of opportunities that would have made more sense. I know that he loves me, but I'm now so insecure and thinking, well, why me? I guess some other things that are really fueling these insecurities. When we met I knew he had an ex-fiancée who he broke up with 10 years prior and claimed to have not been in contact with her ever since. Well, turns out she had moved to a different state and he was still buying airplane tickets to go and smash her until a week before we met. He also stressed out how unkosher it is to be friends with an ex's family. Well, apparently he is still friends with all her family, texts them regularly, calls to wish her nieces and nephews happy birthday, goes out with her brother every couple of months. My ex's brother texted me asking for work advice a few days ago, and my husband was absolutely outraged and asked me to block him and not respond. I did, and then I asked him if he was in contact with any of his ex's family, even though I already knew he is. He was very clear about him respecting me too much and knowing better than to do such a thing. I also know that our sex has been far away from great. I mean, we failed for a while and now it lasts like a minute at best because I'm simply too tight. So is he constantly fantasizing about other women? All of this is just so overwhelming and has me throwing up and shaking. I just don't know what to believe when this man seems like the sweetest, most lovable human, and I really believe that he loves me and is faithful, but it's just so much to process. And why even lie to me? Why not just be honest? Update: not sure if this is relevant information, but we met during the 2 weeks he was traveling for work and spoke for hours on the phone every day. He came, took me on a date, and then proposed on the second date. I said no, so he kept consistently proposing until I said yes. Eventually, a month later of going on daily dates, I said yes. He tried to convince me to marry him every day until finally I did 3 months ago. That's 23 months after we met. Update about the tapes: the iPad is old and all the tapes are from before we met. Knowing him, he doesn't know that his iCloud backed them up. Also, it's so clear that everyone has consented. The girls talk to the camera and they change angles. He proposed on the second date. Right? Why aren't more people talking about this as a red flag? Oh right, because this entire post is chock full of them. So he expects you to not talk to ex's family, but he lies about the same currently? Yeah. And it just makes me so suspicious. Like, why lie about it? Is it so I don't do it? Or is it that you just deleted the traces of you and her still hooking up? Before we got married he would travel 2 weeks out the month for work. She moved out of state a few years ago. How do I know that none of those trips were to see her? Do you not find it odd that he keeps old videos of him having sex with hundreds of women? Or that he consistently lies to you when you know he is actually lying? Or that he retracts from giving you any sign of wrongdoing and just blames you for not trusting him? This guy has given you so many reasons to never trust him. How can you be married to someone you can't openly talk to without being manipulated that it's your fault, and then have so many double standards about other women or relationships? Most of the time a man that sleeps around likes virgins because they see them as someone to conquer and to control. It seems he's doing that very well with you. Honestly, I don't even think the story is real. It's so beyond creepy, and I've never heard of anything like this, besides maybe in a movie. You're 26 and he's 35 and most of your relationship has been long distance. I'm gonna be blunt and say you do not know this man. You're young and, if no kids are involved, I'd say throw in the towel. Sounds like a creep keeping all those videos, and very controlling. If he made you block the ex's brother, but turns around and talks to his ex's family, I would even bet money he talks to the ex and unfortunately still has feelings. I'd leave because I promise you'll find more stuff and he will lie more. I agree. Those are my thoughts too. She didn't give it enough time for them to get to know each other first before marriage. It makes me wonder if he cheated on me. Oh yeah, he cheated on you. There's absolutely no way he didn't cheat. Dude's very obviously a sex addict and all of a sudden agreed to forego sex for *2 years* while waiting to marry the opus. Seriously? Girl. Right? I just want to say pay attention to the red flags. If you want to have a healthy marriage you have to communicate. You guys should definitely get marriage counseling. He sounds like a hypocrite, but I don't know a lot of your backstory. Looking at Op's post history there is way more here, and I don't think that he has slept with many women is actually a shock. She says she doesn't want to sleep on his sheets because he has slept with so many women a year ago. Also she indicated maybe he moved his ex-lover/best friend in on the down low while they were engaged, a fact she only found out when she came to his house without warning. I just don't think she wants to leave. For someone who has had sex with over 100 women, you would think he would know that you're not too tight, you're just not getting the foreplay necessary to become properly lubricated. More concerning is the amount of grooming that has taken place and is persisting. Do you want to be in a relationship with a man who is allowed to do whatever he wants while you're required to adhere to all of his rules? Could also be a pelvic floor issue, like vagismus. Fucking cracks me up when people come into an advice page, post this pathetic ******, but then adamantly say they will do nothing about it and not confront their significant other. Get a therapist to vent to if you're going to do nothing to help your situation. It breaks my heart when people choose to bury their head in the sand and ignore the red flags. What's even worse is that when they perceive the relationship is ending they choose to have kids to save the marriage. Proposing on the second date and that factor a virgin makes me wonder if this is some sick trophy. Did he know you were a virgin when he proposed? Honestly that scares me. Did he just find a pretty virgin girl and decide yeah? Also I've seen texts go his buddies when we first got engaged that included the line, although I'm gonna have to wait dude she is a virgin. Why do these stories all have a large age difference? Feel like lately the sub's been packed to the brim with some variant of my F19, BF, M40, did a thing that I don't like, but he assures me is no big deal. What should I do? Seems like he lied by omission to get you to marry him then manipulates/gaslights to be able to continue what he's doing. Ex's family, seeing FWB, not blocking FWB, etc. He's definitely not faithful in his words and actions. He lies to you often and gets mad when you call him out. I recommend going to therapy to build self-confidence, to realize this is unacceptable and should be addressed. Hopefully that'll get you to leave him and not let it happen again. You're too good for this. Also this is speculation, but if he has tapes with that many women and he was still seeing his ex right before you met, do you really think he was able to be abstinent for that long until you got married? Again, speculating, but that many women, sex addiction? That's one thing that actually concerns me. He proposed on our second date and then kept consistently proposing until I finally said yes. Personally I'll have to bounce. That would just ruin it for me. Even if he did bang 100 women and record it, why does he still have it? I'll be checking the timestamps. IDK maybe therapy if you don't wanna leave. Yes, like is he still watching it all the time? That would be cheating in my mind. This guy is so yucky. One word: divorce. Opt for the love of yourself, please divorce this scumbag. Yes, he married a virgin because he himself is insecure and would never want to marry a woman who would behave in the same way he does. Had to scroll too far to see this. This should be the top comment. Long-term relationship into marriage in 3 months. And you were a virgin. Sounds a little off to me. Almost groomed. Yeah, it's weird. I'm pretty sure he had sex during that LDR. I mean 2 years, how could you not? A guy who knows how to date won't wait that long for anything. Shame he took advantage of your naivete. Exactly this. Dude has a sex addiction. No way he didn't have sex for 2 years. When are you going to wake up and stop making excuses for him? Bottom line is that he's lying to you and continues to do it. That is unacceptable, and he's manipulating you as well. If you stay in this marriage, all you will get is lies. A year from now, I'm sure I'll be able to say I told you so. Freaking run. Wow. Run like hell. Dude is a narcissist. I actually can't believe this is true. How can someone be so fucking stupid, naive and manipulated? That's just absolutely sickening and sad. And the op keeps defending him. He's the best hubby, she declares as she discovers hundreds of recordings and all the lies he's told her, and admits that she's timid about sex because he's rough, and she bleeds after that he isn't a considerate lover, etc. There are more red flags here than in a Chinese embassy. Dump is a asterisk. You're so manipulated and naive, it's sad. You have so little respect to yourself, so don't expect he will respect you. The ex-lying thing is big deal. Have a backbone and leave, and take some of his money, get good lawyer for emotional damages. Haha, if we get a divorce it would be him taking my money, not the other way. Age gap, long distance relationship, that you kept LDR until you married, fairly rushed marriage, harassing you into marriage. Listen, you need to break up and then stay single for a long while. Go to therapy and work on how many red flags you walked past to get to this point.